Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am yours faithfully, Mowiri Rebila Lawel. First are the major headlines for the world news. Opposition planning another hashtag NSAs protest FG. Oshibajo visits Obasanjo 2 days after APC convention. Court denies Abia orders bail. RCCG Pastor Emad Shaun of Ogomosho. 2 policemen feared killed as gunmen bomb station in Imo. EFCC arrest Abia now speaks on running away from Nigeria after handing over to Soludo. Court threatens to strike out FG's 2.9 billion naira corruption charges against Rochas for Korocha. And to foreign story, Russia-Ukraine peace talks resume tomorrow. Nigeria-Ghana, rivalry more than football or Sima. Now the news in detail. The federal government has accused the opposition of plans to sabotage the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari and overeat the polity. It claimed that the opposition was trying to trigger another NSAS protest in the country. It also faulted the attempt by the opposition to declare the National Convention of all the Progressive Congress APC illegal. It queried why the opposition cannot wait till 2023 poll to test its popularity. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, who raised the alarm at a briefing in Abuja, asked the opposition not to promote anarchy. Mohammed said, as you know, the folks on the other side have been doing everything in recent times to overheat the polity, distort the achievement of our administration and spread misinformation. Yes, it is very cold out. So another polity story. The dialogue tag Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Monday met with former President Olusegun Obasanjo in Abuja, the Ogun State capital. The dialogue tag West Africa, rising to the challenge of consolidating democratic governance, will hold at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library (OOPL) Abuja on Monday and Tuesday. Osinbajo chopper landed within the premises of the OOPL at exactly 10:24 a.m. in company with Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun and others. Osinbajo was later received by Obasanjo as they proceeded to the venue prepared for the meeting. Osinbajo, who is believed to be running for the presidency in 2023, however, has not made his intention known, despite the demands of the various political groups to declare his bid. His visit is coming less than 48 hours after the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) concluded its national convention. Daily Trust report that Osinbajo's presidential campaign has gained momentum across all platforms, with various groups of his supporters and admirers pushing for his emergence as the next president. A federal high court in Abuja has refused the ground bail application filed by the suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police, Abia. The presiding judge, Justice Emeka Onwite, gave the ruling on Monday. Kyari and 6 others have been arraigned by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the NEA over alleged drug trafficking offenses. Since the former Shaun of Ogomosho, the late Obajimo Oyewomi, joined his ancestors from December 12th last year, all eyes have been on the Lawi family, which is to produce his successor, according to the 1953 Shaun Chieftaincy Declaration. As expected of contestants for good positions, the family had a tough time screening the 25 interested applicants to a manageable number of 3 for kingmakers to make the final selection. Successful sons in the Lawi family globally showed interest in mounting the throne of their forefathers. They include businessmen, top civil servants, other professionals, and military officers. But one of them, who is a pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Jesus House, Washington, D.C., United States, U.S., Afolabi Gandhi Lawi, eventually got the nod of the kingmakers to be enthroned as the next Shaun of Ogomosho. The family head had difficulty screening the candidates for fear of being accused of bias. The Lawi family has 10 subunits, hence it was difficult to talk any candidate to stepping down for others since it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The declaration recognizes 5 ruling houses: Abolumaku, Bagun, Lawi, Bolanta, and Ojoaro, with the throne rotating among the 5 in that order of Aoyemi held from Bagun family. Due to their inability to pick a consensus candidate from the contestants, they referred all of them to kingmakers for selection. The nation learned that about 18 of the candidates were shortlisted and invited for interview by the kingmakers to Ogbonola Hall. but others who were not invited joined them. Besides, it was learnt that the town's development association, the Ogomosho Parapor, advised the kingmakers to avoid any approach capable of attracting legal action from among contenders or other interested persons. This made the kingmakers to interview all of them. The only contender that could not attend the interview, having gone on a business trip, was said to have been interviewed on the phone. A representative of Ogomosho North, local government under whose purview the throne operates, attended the interview as an observer. At the end of the interview, the contenders were screened to two. They are Lieutenant Colonel Sirajuddin Lawi and US-based Pastor Afolabi Olawi. Then the four kingmakers were said to have been divided over the two candidates. They opted for voting, and each candidate was supported by two kingmakers each, meaning a tie. The head of kingmakers resorted to using his casting vote right, power to have an additional vote, to resolve the tie. His vote went for the pastor, and he scored 3, while the military officer scored 2. To another nationwide story, 2 operatives have been feared killed when gunmen bombed Obo Police Division with explosive on Monday morning. They also bombed the police transit camp in the area where some damages were recorded. But the Imo Police Command said apart from the minimal damage on the transit camp and the vehicle, no life was lost during the attack. It was said the police operatives who sustained minor gunshot injury has been treated. Other officers who sustained injuries have been taken to an undisclosed hospital for immediate medical attention, it was gathered. A source said that the attack lasted for about 3 hours. The source added that the gunmen used explosives to bomb the station after they ambushed and overpowered the officers. The attack started around 2 a.m. and lasted for about 3 hours. We heard the sound of various firearms and dynamite during the attack. Willie Obiano, the immediate past governor of Anambra State, has given an insight into why he tried to leave Nigeria immediately after handing over to his successor, Chukwuma Soludo. Obiano disclosed that he was rushing to meet up with a doctor's appointment in the United States. The former governor said he was rushing to the U.S. to treat a semi-fatal condition. Obiano, who spoke to Premium Times through his lawyer, Patrick Ikweto, stressed that he was not running away from the country. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had picked up Obiano at the Lagos International Airport a few hours after he handed over to Soludo in Oka. He has, however, released by the anti-graft agency after meeting his all bail condition. However, Ikweto said he was not running away. Why will he run away when his family is here and he has a lot to do here? The fact is that Obiano had a medical condition for which he had a prior appointment to see his doctor for treatment at Spring Creek Urology Specialist LLC, Houston, Texas, USA. Justice Ian Eden Ekwo of the Federal High Court, Abuja, on Monday threatened to strike out 2.9 billion naira money laundering criminal charges against Senator Chris or Rochas Okorocha by the federal government. The judge threatened to throw out the charges following the inability of the federal government to serve charges on Okorocha as required by law. For the second time, the federal government, through its counsel, Mr. Cosmos Ugu, told Justice Ekwo that he had not been able to see Okorocha and serve him with the charges. The counsel informed the court that he would make efforts and would continue to make effort until he succeed in serving the former Imo State governor with the court's papers. He subsequently applied for another adjournment to enable him to do everything within his power to serve the court papers in line with provisions of the law. However, his excuse for not serving charges on Okorocha did not go down well with the judge, who remained and reminded him that the same story was played out on February 22nd when the defendant ought to have taken his plea. Justice Ekwo said categorically that he was not going to continue to take flimsy excuses from the lawyer and would not help him to do his job. In the short ruling, the judge granted a request for the second adjournment and wanted the government's lawyer to demonstrate seriousness, or else the case will be struck out. And to foreign story, Russia delegation leader Vladimir Medvedev has confirmed that talks between Ukraine and Russia will resume next week, but said they would kick off on Tuesday. Ukrainian negotiator David Arakhamia earlier had said negotiations would start on Monday, naming Turkey as a host country. Madetsky wrote on Telegram that a face-to-face meeting was planned for Tuesday and Wednesday, but did not specify the location. The Turkish presidency also confirmed that the next round of talks between Russia and Ukraine will be held in Turkish city in Istanbul on Tuesday. The Turkish presidency's communication directorate said during a phone call on yesterday that Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin agreed that the next meeting of the Russia and Ukrainian delegation will be held in Istanbul. Finally, on the world news is a sports story. Victor Osimhen has described the rivalry between Nigeria and Ghana more than football related, adding that he was confident the Super Eagles will overcome the Black Stars to pick up the FIFA World Cup ticket. Point Sport Extra report. Both teams will lock arms again in the second leg of the Qatar 2022 World Cup playoff at Abuja Stadium in Abuja, after the fourth leg ended in a stalemate at the Baba Stadium in Kumasi last Friday. Osimhen, who led the Eagles attack in the fourth leg, is aiming to make his debut appearance at the World Cup in Qatar. In an interview with CAFOnline.com, the 23-year-old striker said, "Ghana is a great team, and we will never underrate the team, just as we have been doing. We saw the offset the Central African Republic gave to us. For me, I will do my best, but it's not just about me. We have some inspirational players in the team like Ahmed Musa, Odioni Gallo, Kenneth Omeruo, and other great players. With the help of their experience, we will be able to actualize this dream. We know the importance of the game to us, our families, careers, and the entire nation. This game is more than just football, and we will give our best and also try to make sure we have the upper hand." The CAF 2015 Youth Player of the Year also expressed his regret of not playing at the recent Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon, where the Eagles crashed out in the round of 16. Thank you for watching. Before we go, a quick recap of the headlines once again. Breaking: opposition planning another hashtag NSAs protest FG. Or Shibajo visit Obasanjo 2 days after APC convention. Court denies Abia, others bail. RCCG pastor Emad Chong of Ogbomoso. 2 policemen feared killed as gunmen bomb station in Imo. EFCC arrest Abia now speaks on running away from Nigeria after handing over to Soludo. Court threatens to strike out FG's 2.9 billion naira corruption charges against Rochas Okorocha and the foreign story. Russia-Ukraine peace talks resume tomorrow. Finally, sports. Nigeria-Ghana rivalry more than football, Osimhen said. Thank you for watching. For more updates on our YouTube channel, the handle is Babagbalede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our podcast. On Facebook, Babagbalede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page for you to access our updates. On Instagram, Babagbalede Imo _22. For other placements of goods and services, coverage of events and function, strictly call the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placement. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Good evening.